On March 13th, 1964, a 28-year-old New York woman was murdered outside of her apartment in Queens. This is notable because during this time, there were about 38 bystanders and citizens who watched her attack. Additionally, the killer returned about 3 more times to complete the job. The assistant chief inspector said later in a report that if she had been reported in between the times that the killer came back to complete the job, she could have been saved instead of being dead. Now, despite the fact that many neighbors began to turn on lights and observe the scene, most people didn't actually comment or call the police. This is known as the bystander effect.
The bystander effect is where everybody in a group feels that somebody else might be responsible, and so nobody decides to do anything about it.
John Darley and Bibliotane theorized that maybe no one acted simply because there were so many others watching. The experiment consisted of 59 female and 13 male students from New York University. Another college student was placed in an individual room with a communication system. He was instructed to discuss issues regarding college life over an intercom. During the discussion, a student would appear to have a seizure, and the speed of response to the emergency by the other students was measured.
To replicate the results from that experiment, we're actually going to test the bystander effect by having someone lay down pretending to be injured or hurt in some way and see other people's interactions with them as they pass by.
As you can see, nobody reacted to me laying down on the ground because everybody felt like it was somebody else's responsibility. As you can see, Thorsten looked directly at my body, yet still didn't do anything about the fact that I was laying on the ground in a potentially life-threatening situation.
The subjects were all faced with the conflict to act, and those who did not act seemed to still be in a state of indecision. Some worried about the guilt they would experience if they didn't act, while others didn't want to overreact. It was concluded that the failure of bystanders to assist a victim during an emergency is dependent on the amount of other witnesses present, not a lack of morality. Those who did not report the emergency did not appear to lack apathy or indifference.
5 characteristics that affect bystanders. Number 1 is the threat of harm or action.
Number 2, emergencies that are unusual or rare.
Number 3, emergencies that differentiate situation to situation.
Number 4, emergencies cannot be predicted or expected.
Number 5, emergencies requiring immediate action.
You'll thank me later.
On March 13th,
So they don't feel... sorry.